What's up, family? As y'all can see, I'm outside enjoying nature. Got my feet in the grass. Oh man, I've been out here all day studying, reading, talking to God. I slept a little bit, and this is one of the things that I like doing. I never realized how much I like being outside until I actually just took the time to do it. Out here, I think a lot. I get time to be to myself. I get time to, just evaluate my life, evaluate where I'm at, evaluate where I'm going, and just enjoying God's creation. You feel me? Enjoying God's creation, even though it's been a bunch of flies that's been on me. You feel me? Ants crawling on me. I've been enjoying just the scenery, but it's crazy because I was just sitting here thinking about it. All my fears is starting to, diminish. And when I say fears, I'm not saying fearful of people or things, but, sometimes you can become anxious about life's uncertainties. And I'm just realizing that whatever happens, you got to be able to go through it with a sense of peace, a sense of gratitude, even when you're walking into the unknown. Because if not, your life will be a wreck. Life is like a roller coaster ride. Ups, downs, sideways, highs, lows. And if you allow those things to control you, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be in a wreck. I told myself, and I was talking to my mom the other day, and I was just explaining to her that I wanna become the type of person that no matter what situation I'm in, I'm poised, I'm calm, you feel me? I'm unmovable. When you get in stressful situations or stressful times, you tend to become a different type of person than when everything is going well. And my whole objective is just to build my strength up to the point where, I'm unmovable in any situation. Because at the end of the day, when you panic or you worry or you're stressful, it's not fixing the situation whatsoever. If anything, it might make it worse. We are so powerful in our thoughts. We're so powerful in our words that if you hold something in your mind, it's going to eventually spill out into your reality because of the action steps that you're taking and how you moving. And I'm realizing that a lot of people in the world, they don't believe in themselves. They don't believe in, taking a path less traveled. Everybody, if you really think about it, is kind of playing life safe, or they taking a safe route, or they doing what, society expects for them to do. As far as in just how to live, it's very few people who are living on their own terms and really just, allowing God to guide their footsteps. And I feel like you can get caught up in that. You feel me? You can become scared yourself or become fearful yourself and follow the crowd and follow what everybody else is doing and, their version of what they feel like life is and how to live it. Just like now, it's a lot of people that, they may wanted to have kids early, or, they in a relationship, or they married, or, just the normal. And to be honest, all those things are beautiful. Like I said in the previous videos, marriage is beautiful, kids is beautiful. But I believe living life is also beautiful, and experiencing things before you actually, bring new bodies and new lives into the world. My biggest thing I'm focused on is just, bringing, when I do decide to bring children into the world, if I decide to bring children into the world, is not bring them in a chaotic mess. You feel me? I know in my culture, it's the norm, for people to have broken families. It's a norm to, for people to, come up in households without a father, or, your parents don't get along, or, they split up. And my thing is, you can never, dictate the future, or you can never determine the outcome. But my thing is, it starts with one person to break the cycle, as far as, financially, mentally, spiritually, all together. I know you might have a pattern in your family, as far as it might be, people in your family are naturally unhealthy. They naturally are bad with money. They might be, naturally uneducated. But it takes that one person to, sacrifice and do something different. And a lot of times, it's a struggle, because everybody around you, or the majority of the people that you seen come before you, wasn't on that. So it's like you taking a path less traveled. Even when it comes to, financial literacy, we live in a world where a lot of people like to look successful. They like to look successful, but they really not successful. Meaning they living in debt just to impress other people, instead of actually having their finances in order. And when you are living in the world, you got to be able to separate yourself from those type of things. And that also comes what I was speaking about before, the anxiety. You feeling like, you not where you need to be, or you looking at somebody else's life. And at the end of the day, you got to do what's beneficial for you and yours. You're not able to, base your life off of what the next person is doing, because you might be leading yourself down a rabbit hole, or you might be leading yourself down a place where that's not where you want to be. But you looking at the shiny objects, and you looking at what everybody else got going on, and you thinking that's the way to go. In actuality, you got to just stay focused on your own path. You got to build yourself up, and you got to understand that God has a purpose for your life. He got a purpose for your life. He has things that he needs you to do. He has things that he needs you to focus on. But you'll never figure out what that is if you're always looking at the next person. If you're always being led by what the next person is doing. And that's why it's important that you stay focused on your own business. That's why I like being in my own bubble, in my own world. It's good to, speak to other people and everything, but I found that when you talk to other people, it could sometimes, lead and take your direction of where you wanted to go somewhere else. Right now is a season where no distractions, no distractions, no distractions, no distractions at all. God, money, family. God, money, family. Stacking, saving, investing, and just building yourself up overall as a person, not moving prematurely. You feel me? And to be honest, I always got to remind myself that life is a journey. Life is a journey. We want to be in this thing for the long haul, for the long run. We want to be able to set the pieces up for the long haul, and be able to have discipline to endure, every season. It's going to be seasons where, the money coming in, the money flowing. There's going to be seasons where things might slow down. But if you're moving in a correct way, if you're moving in a smart way, if you're allowing God to lead your footsteps, if you're being a good steward of all these things, you'll be fine. But I'm just not one to move reckless. I'm not one to be frivolous with anything. And I feel like that's not normal in today's age. Everybody is just living for the moment. You feel me? Living for the moment. Even though tomorrow, next month, next year, none of it is promised. But at the end of the day, you still have to set yourself up for success. You still got to make wise choices. And yeah, we're going to make mistakes. We're going to learn from our mistakes. But the idea is to continue to, move in a certain type of way. Be strategic. Be wise. Not let anybody lead you down the wrong path. Because there's a lot of people, they going to influence you to do things that is not beneficial for your life if you surround yourself by them. Or, they just influence you to do things that really don't matter. Get the latest this, get the latest that. For what? My thing is, pay yourself first. Make yourself richer. Make your family richer. You feel me? Don't put money in somebody else's pockets. My thing is, the foreign cars, the flashy clothes, those people wealthy already. My thing is, don't you want to be wealthy? Don't you want to be rich? Don't you want to have, riches stored up for your family? You're not going to be able to do that by always putting your money in somebody else's pockets, or, keeping up with the Joneses. At the end of the day, you just got to move different. You got to move different if you want different. And in the beginning stages, in the middle stages, people not going to know what you're doing. People not going to understand how you're moving. You're going to be on a different frequency, a different wave than everybody else. But you got to understand, it's all going to work out in the end, as long as you stay disciplined to what it is that you're doing. And not moving in fear, man. It's all about not moving in fear. I remember when I first started, dealing and investing and just putting my money in places where it could potentially grow, I was fearful. I'd lose some money, I'd be fearful. But I realized, like, you're not going to be able to grow or elevate in life by being fearful. Everybody that I know that's fearful, or, they think everything is a scam, or, they playing it super safe. At the end of the day, you're missing out on opportunity. You're missing out on things that could potentially help you, that could potentially teach you. But that's why you can't listen to everybody. You can't listen to the next person unless you go through it yourself, unless you experience it yourself, or unless they've experienced it. If they've never experienced it, but they telling you what you should do, at the end of the day, that's up to you if you decide to listen to that. Me, I want to try it out for myself. You feel me? Because somebody might be leading you down the path because of their fears or their insecurities. So if you take a loss, you'll get it back. You feel me? You'll get it back. But I don't want to live in a scarcity mindset, or a mindset where I feel like I'm not able to let go. But that's a part of you trusting God, trusting the universe, understanding that it's always going to provide. And it took some time for me to really, grasp that mindset and start thinking like that. I always wanted to be tight with my money, almost like hoard it, because I didn't want to let it go. I didn't want to lose it. But I feel like those are traumas and those are fears, you feel me, that was placed onto me, probably through what I've seen or what I've experienced in my lifetime. But as time go on, I'm realizing that ain't where growth is at. You got to be able to, reverse the things that you was taught or that you might know that might be keeping you from elevating, that might be keeping you from experiencing something different. And go against the norm, go against what, what's supposed to be cool. You determine what cool is. You determine what's suitable for your life. And that's where your confidence is going to come from. Your confidence is going to come from you being sure of how you move and being sure of what it is that you're doing. And of course, be open to, information and, be able to receive wise counsel when possible. But you also got to, be able to hear the voice of God and, allow him to direct you in every way possible. Be able to hear that voice within, that's ultimately leading you, and not just listening to everybody. Everybody has advice, and everybody is telling you what you should do, but everybody's advice is not coming from a genuine place, or a smart or a wise place at that. So you got to be careful who you get information from. And like I said, just enjoy the process overall. Just enjoy life in general, the losses, the ups, the downs. You're not going to be able to enjoy the pinnacle or the mountaintops if you don't go through the lows, if you don't go through the valleys, the unknowns. And everything, it makes you stronger, man. Your lows make you stronger. You feel me? Your dark times make you stronger. And they make you appreciate when blessings come, and make you appreciate when things are going right, when things are going smooth. But yeah, I'm in flow state out here. Enjoying life, man. Enjoying my health, enjoying my peace of mind, enjoying my clarity, and just being thankful for every step of the way, every day. I'm full of love, man. I'm full of love, full of gratitude. And yeah, man, God is working in mysterious ways. Don't let nobody steal your joy. Don't let nobody, interrupt your peace of mind. peace of mind is better than money at times. You feel me? If you got a bunch of money, you feel me, and you rolling in the dough, but you don't got your peace of mind, that money can't do nothing for you. I want the money and the peace of mind. I want the money, the peace of mind, and the love. All of it, man. You can have it all. We can have it all. But, gotta stay down. Gotta stay down. Gotta keep pushing. Gotta keep praying. Keeping God first. Keeping God first. And He gonna guide our footsteps. He gonna align our footsteps and lead us to where we need to go. And He gonna remove that fear so you can take the risk that you need to take. So you can go to the mountaintop. And that's what it is. Like, subscribe, and ring that bell notification for more vlogs. Let's get it!